It's just like that.
Mike Tyson has been causing some good talk in the sport recently. Whether it's by his training videos or the cold warning he's sending to Jake Paul, he sure has everyone's attention.
But he's great.
13, 14, breathe.
Conditioning is amazing. Power is unbelievable.
And it's not just the fans who are taking notice. Floyd Mayweather, who recently trained with Tyson, is also quite convinced of Jake's chances. He's made it clear, this fight with Jake Paul won't last more than 3 rounds. According to Floyd, Tyson's power is beyond anything Paul's ever faced, and Mayweather didn't mince words. After their session, Floyd couldn't help but praise Tyson, calling him an absolute machine.
I've never been afraid of any man. He's the only one that struck fear. I walked in there and I see Mike and I'm immediately starstruck because it's Mike. But the first thing I notice is he's built like a beast man. He just looked like he weighs 300 pounds, but he's short, but he's tall. He's like a giant dwarf.
For the last few days, Mike Tyson has been posting his training videos almost hour after hour. You see the pads, the gloves, the sweat, and then comes the onslaught. It's as if we're right there, feeling each thudding shot, experiencing the force of Tyson's punches from a front row seat. And man, does he look terrifying. Every punch is him reminding everyone of his explosive past and his ability to devastate opponents in the blink of an eye.
King of the world.
At one point, the trainer nearly loses his balance, trying to steady himself against the massive number of hooks, uppercuts, and jabs that Tyson is dishing out. The speed? Unreal. The power? Even crazier. And the fans know it. Social media blew up with reactions. One fan captured the feeling perfectly, commenting, "Don't care how old he is. F getting in the ring with that." The consensus is clear. Nobody wants to be on the receiving end of those punches, no matter how many birthdays Tyson celebrated.
Got Anderson Silva. He didn't knock those little guys. How you gonna knock me out? Who did he knock out? Who did he knock out? Little children. He didn't knock out, never knocked out a real man. Come on. I can't even get mad at this guy because everybody know this guy's talking out of his ass. And stealing money. I'm up here just stealing money fighting him.
For most, turning 58 would mean winding down, but Tyson isn't like most people, and that's what he's trying to communicate. Just 3 years ago, he made a brief return to the ring in an exhibition match against Roy Jones Jr., a fight that ended in a draw, but showed that Tyson still had plenty of fight left in him. Now, 3 years older, Tyson somehow looks even more imposing. And in this latest video, he's unleashed a whole new level of intensity.
Sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. You sure? Yes. Fuck with me, it's all right?
Yes. Let's do this. You did great.
We're done. You sure?
Yes.
Trust me. I got a lot in me.
However, there's no hiding his age. The years are marked on his face, but watch him on those pads, and it's like stepping into a time machine. The speed and precision look straight out of his prime. By the time Tyson faces Paul, he'll be a solid 58. But his recent training footage makes one thing abundantly clear. Age is just a number for this guy. He's still a nightmare in the ring.
Mike Tyson's mind has switched over into war. Like, he was doing this interview. Someone said to him, "You look like you're in your 20s. Like, what are you doing?" He goes, "I just eat raw meat."
What are you eating? Raw meat. I'm gonna have to eat it now because my opponent's gonna be raw meat.
He's in savage mode.
And this is exactly what Floyd Mayweather expressed. These two legends have history, but they also share an unspoken bond of respect. And for Mayweather, it didn't take long to see that Tyson hadn't missed a beat. After their session, Mayweather didn't hold back. Tyson, he says, will take out Jake Paul within 3 rounds. No questions, no doubts. Mayweather knows a thing or two about fighting and sizing up opponents. If he's saying that Jake won't make it past round 3, you can bet he's not just saying it for show. He's seen the sheer force Tyson is bringing, and he's confident it's more than enough to stop Paul early. Mayweather even went as far as to say he'd be surprised if the fight goes beyond the 2nd round. It's not just about Tyson's power, but his relentless aggression, his ability to break down opponents.
You said that you think Mike Tyson's gonna beat my ass.
Yeah. I do. I've seen how Tyson moves around. He moves like this. And I'm like, calm down.
Jake Paul, Mayweather believes, has never faced anything like this. Tyson is a different animal, even at 58. However, Jake is a guy who's been making waves in the boxing world for a while now. mostly by fighting retired MMA fighters and athletes with limited boxing experience. He's built a reputation as the problem child by talking big and backing it up in the ring, at least against those he's fought so far. But Tyson, this is a whole new ball game.
This question is for Jake. Obviously, Mike is one of the biggest hitters that the heavyweight division has ever seen. I just want to know, when you're thinking about his power, he looks very ferocious on Instagram, especially still. Do you feel like you'll be able to take Mike Tyson's power at this stage?
I know I will be able to. I'm a natural-born heavyweight.
Paul's been training hard, steadily improving with each fight. His last two opponents, Ryan Borland and Andre August, both fell to his power within minutes, showing that Paul's got serious skills. He's younger, quicker, and has that drive that comes with being a 27-year-old determined to prove he's more than just a YouTube star. But does that mean he's ready for Tyson? Apparently it seems it's just his fans who think so. Tyson's power and experience combined with his ruthless mentality make him a unique challenge, one that a fighter like Paul hasn't faced.
Mike Tyson loses to Jake Paul, does it affect his legacy?
There is no possible chance in this universe or the parallel universe or metaverse that it is possible that Jake Paul will beat Mike Tyson. It's not gonna happen. It's not.
And that is what Mike himself has been trying to tell Jake in his warnings. Mike Tyson recently had one message for Jake Paul. He's not here to play around. In his usual fierce style, Tyson said, "I am going straight through him," making it clear that he isn't holding back. Even at 58, Tyson's fighting spirit remains as fiery as ever. He's gearing up to take down Paul with the same ferocity he showed in his prime, and his message couldn't be clearer. Tyson wants everyone to know, especially Paul, that he's going to come right at him with everything he's got.
With those hands, whew.
Oh man,
I'm excited. I can't wait to watch it.
I'm going straight through him.
Woo!
He won't have to wait. He don't have to find me. All the running I'm going to do is right at him.
In his prime, Mike Tyson was one of the most intimidating fighters to ever step into the boxing ring. Known for his relentless aggression and explosive power, Tyson didn't just beat his opponents, he destroyed them. From his lightning-fast punches to his fearless approach, Tyson left a lasting impression on boxing fans around the world. He was the youngest heavyweight champion in history, a title he earned through sheer willpower and skill. His opponents knew that once they stepped into the ring with Iron Mike, there was no escape from his fury. Even now, Tyson's reputation as one of the scariest fighters in history still holds strong.
They fought me. And not only that, they just weren't qualified to beat me at their best. They just weren't qualified to beat me. See, I train all day. I box and train all day. Stay in shape. I'm a fighter. I feel good. I can do it. I feel like.
As he prepares to face Jake Paul, Tyson's mindset hasn't changed. He's not planning on holding back or showing mercy. "All the running I'm going to do is right at him," Tyson said confidently in a recent interview. For Paul, this is a terrifying prospect. Tyson's strategy is straightforward. He's going to go right for him, no hesitation, no running, and certainly no backing down. Tyson's words are clear and full of intent. He's coming for Jake Paul, and he's coming hard.
Tyrone Woodley was 40 years old. Anderson Silva was nearly 50, not too far off my dad's age. And he took the full distance.
You think that Mike Tyson, I think, how old, 58? You think that Mike Tyson couldn't beat Tommy Fury's ass right now? You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. And so...
One person who has a unique perspective on this fight is Shannon Briggs, a former heavyweight champion who trained both Jake and Logan Paul when they first entered boxing. Briggs knows firsthand what it's like to go up against a powerful opponent, and he's watched Jake Paul grow into a strong fighter. On the Fumble podcast, Briggs talked about how he's one of the reasons influencer boxing became a thing, and he's proud to have trained both Paul brothers. Briggs believes that Paul has what it takes to be in the ring, but he also understands the enormity of facing someone like Tyson.
Why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? Do 100 of them if you can. If they're going to pay you to do it, do it. Why not? At his age, making money, taking care of his family, why wouldn't he do it? And as for Jake, good for Jake too. You know what I mean? A name like Mike Tyson, you've been in the ring with. His brother fought Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So, that's great for both of them.
Briggs sees this fight as a positive thing for both men and for boxing itself. "It's great for Mike," he said. "He's making some money. At his age, he's still making millions of dollars and having exhibitions. He's proud to see Tyson still active in the ring, taking on new challenges and bringing in big crowds. According to Briggs, Tyson should do as many of these fights as he can because he's still a force to be reckoned with, and there's a huge demand to see him fight.
After the third round,
Right.
Jake Paul's a big boy. He's, 26 years old? Tyson's 61. I'm happy for Tyson that he's making money and that Tyson still loves it and he's getting in there, he's in shape.
Right.
But just be careful.
As for Jake, Briggs respects his courage. Being able to say you fought a legend like Tyson is no small feat. Paul's brother Logan already shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather, and now Jake is about to face Tyson. It's a major accomplishment for both brothers, and it's something that fans are excited to see. However, Briggs is realistic about what might happen in the ring. He predicts that this fight isn't going the distance. He can knock Jake out, and Jake can knock him out, Briggs said, acknowledging the raw power both men bring to the ring. But even with Paul's strength, Briggs seems to hint that Tyson has the edge.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Both Tyson and Paul have their own reasons for wanting to win this fight. For Tyson, it's about showing the world that he's still a force to be feared. Even at his age, his training videos are proof of his dedication, and he's not about to let anyone think he's slowed down. Tyson's fans believe that once he steps into the ring, all his years of experience and skill will come into play. And Tyson seems determined to prove them right.
Day 2, we're getting ready for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
On the other hand, Jake Paul sees this fight as an opportunity to prove himself against a true boxing legend. Paul has been building his career, taking on fighters from different backgrounds, but Tyson is on another level. This isn't just another fight for him, it's a chance to show the world that he belongs in the ring with real fighters. But facing Tyson is a risky move, and Paul knows that he'll have to bring everything he's got to survive.
Don't charge at me, Tyson.
Even though this fight has a lot of buildup and excitement, it's also facing a ton of backlash from fans. People are vocal about how much they dislike it, mainly due to the age difference between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. But Tyson doesn't seem fazed at all by the negativity. In fact, he believes that all this hate might be exactly what they need to make the fight a big hit. Tyson thinks that sometimes the hate surrounding a match can be just as powerful, if not more, than the love for it. It creates buzz, and buzz brings in viewers. Recently, Tyson shared these thoughts on the Pound for Pound with Kamaru and Henry podcast, where he talked with UFC stars Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo about how this kind of hate has actually been beneficial in the boxing world. Tyson mentioned fighters like Floyd Mayweather and more recently Jake Paul, who have capitalized on fan backlash to boost their careers and sell fights. People might hate them, but they still tune in, which is all that matters in terms of pay-per-view sales and ticket revenue.
This question is for Jake. Obviously, Mike is one of the biggest hitters that the heavyweight division has ever seen. I just want to know, when you're thinking about his power, he looks very ferocious on Instagram, especially still. Do you feel like you'll be able to take Mike Tyson's power at this stage?
I know I will be able to.
When it comes to the age difference, Tyson was direct and didn't let it bother him one bit. At 58 years old, Tyson feels strong, healthy, and ready. He doesn't agree with those who say he's too old or that his chances are slim against a much younger Jake Paul. Instead, he sees this as an opportunity to show people that age is just a number. Tyson even described this fight as a blessing because it gives him the chance to prove he's still got what it takes. By the grace of God, this guy Jake Paul came around, Tyson said, referring to the younger boxer as someone who might have unexpectedly helped him out. When Cejudo asked Tyson about how Jake Paul's promotional style might be contributing to the hype around the fight, Tyson had some interesting thoughts. According to him, Paul's noise, the way he constantly grabs attention and doesn't care what people think, has created this whirlwind of attention, and Tyson believes this is one of the reasons why the fight could be a massive success. There is no bigger finance than hate, Tyson said. He went on to explain that even though love is more powerful than hate, hate is what gets people to buy tickets and tune in. People who may not even be fans of the fighters themselves feel the need to watch. Tyson and Usman agreed that this kind of love-hate energy is what has made fighters like Floyd Mayweather so successful over the years. Fans love to hate him, but they couldn't resist watching him fight. Kamaru Usman chimed in with his own view, agreeing that some fighters understand how to use hate to their advantage. Usman pointed out that Floyd Mayweather, for example, realized that his style wasn't exactly a crowd pleaser. He knew he wasn't the type of fighter who would give people the bloody, brutal matches they wanted to see, but he didn't need to change his style. Instead, he leaned into the criticism and used it to build his brand. People may have disliked him, but they still watched his fights, making him one of the highest paid fighters in boxing history. Usman summed it up by saying, "I feel that at some point, even some of the biggest guys, business and purse-wise and gate-wise, have understood this." Usman believes that when Mayweather realized people would pay to see him lose, he tapped into something powerful. 'Tis the same energy Jake Paul is channeling now, and Tyson recognizes it too. People may complain about this fight, but deep down, they're intrigued. And that intrigue is exactly what fuels ticket sales and streaming views.
You're right, he is choosing to do it, but why is he choosing to do it well? He's doing it for one reason and one reason only, and that is the money. He's getting paid so much money to do this. So that tells me he's getting bought. So again, it is sad that someone like Mike Tyson can get bought, because this guy is an absolute legend. He shouldn't be able to get bought like this. He's 57 years old.
Speaking of streaming, Tyson versus. Paul is likely to be a huge success on Netflix. Despite the massive age gap that's sparking controversy, the fight is grabbing a lot of attention in the combat sports community. The match will take place at Atant Stadium in Arlington, Texas, a venue big enough to handle a massive crowd. But it's not just the in-person audience that's set to be huge. With Netflix streaming the event globally, millions of fans will be able to watch it from home. This setup could make it one of the most watched events in recent boxing history.
Biggest fight.
Yeah, the biggest ever.
Ever. It's on pace to be the biggest fight ever.
Yes, and we're involved.
We're involved, right?
We're involved. All those big shots, all the biggest athletes in the world. This is the biggest ever.
November 28th. Let's
Lit. Hey, we lit here. We're lit at the Tyson Ranch.
A recent analysis from Boxing Kingdom 14 discussed how Netflix's massive reach could lead to staggering viewership numbers for this fight. With approximately 260 million households subscribed to Netflix worldwide, the potential audience is enormous. Assuming at least 2 people per household, which is a conservative estimate, more than 500 million people could have access to the fight on November 15th. That's an astronomical number of potential viewers, all drawn in by the unique combination of Tyson's legendary status and Paul's internet fame. This reach is one of the reasons why, despite the criticism, the fight has generated so much buzz. People are curious. They want to see if the old guy can still fight, or if the younger, flashier Jake Paul will take him down. For all the fans who are grumbling about the fight, there are just as many who are secretly looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. Hate or not, the fight has everyone talking, and Tyson knows how valuable that is. Tyson has been in the sport long enough to understand that there's no such thing as bad publicity. When people are talking, even if they're being negative, it means they're paying attention. And in the world of combat sports, attention is everything. However, we can't ignore that some fans worry about Mike Tyson's safety in his upcoming fight with Jake Paul, especially given Tyson's age, but others are genuinely impressed with how Tyson has looked in his recent training clips. In response, Jake Paul on his latest podcast episode made it clear that he's not overly impressed. After watching Tyson's training video, Paul said, "Muscle doesn't win fights." Paul's co-host had commented on how good Tyson was looking, admitting he felt surprised by Tyson's sharpness.
Not as good as boxer as he is, and Mike Tyson knows how to throw a good punch. He knows how to break you down, so I'm more concerned about the other guy than Mike Tyson.
But Paul wasn't fazed. "Do people want to learn about that?" Paul asked, mocking the hype. "Oh, Jake, did you see Mike Tyson drop his sparring partner?" He continued with a blunt response, "Yeah, I saw it. No, I saw it. And I don't give a F." He acknowledged Tyson's impressive form, admitting, "Sure, he's looking good, sure, all of that, he's dropping people, he's fast." But he quickly added, "Am I? People want the truth." Paul made it clear that he believes he can keep up with Tyson's skill, strength, and speed, dismissing the idea that Tyson's powerful training videos give the legend an advantage.
Nice, come on, punch him. Yeah.
Critics have questioned Paul's decision to take this fight, especially since a victory over Tyson may be downplayed because of Tyson's age. But in an interview, Paul expressed his confidence in his decision. He addressed his critics directly, saying, "A lot of people are wondering, Jake, why are you doing this? Even if you beat him, they're going to say he's old. But to me, Mike Tyson wanted to fight me."
If Jake Paul can look at Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson wants to hurt him and Jake Paul doesn't cower, he gets all the respect from me. I'm assuming that Jake Paul is less diabolical against Mike Tyson because of the natural fear.
For Paul, it's more than just a fight. It's an honor. Fighting Tyson, one of boxing's most iconic figures, is a big deal, and Paul doesn't take that lightly. "That is an honor," he said. "He's one of the most famous boxers in the world to ever do it. To step in there with someone of his nature is an honor and a dream come true." Paul emphasized that their match is more than a typical fight. It's going to be a spectacle that millions will be able to witness live on Netflix. Well, which side of the fans are you on? Do you think Mike Tyson is still the machine? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.